what if I did less today?
At the end of the day, you always got to kind of keep an eye on volume. Are you doing more over time?
I feel almost targeted when you said that.
The more I know and more experience, and of course I have training age on me, I just feel that failure training is used inappropriately. They'll train right to failure 8 reps and like, all right, 3 more. And like they're forced reps. Then they're going to do a drop set. And then they're going to do a couple more forced reps. It's absolutely overkill.
I'm just saying, don't blow your load too early.
Friends, here we are. Let's just get straight to it. Episode, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Gotta be 9 or 10, right?
Yeah, I think it's 10. Yeah, Juji's on the ball always.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, what's up, Chris? What's up, Juji?
Not a lot.
Hey,
man.
guys.
Yeah, so Chris, you wanted to talk about something with regarding training, right? With the going to failure in training, and I feel almost targeted when you said that. So I'm gonna let you start with this.
Yeah. So the reason
I want to see why Antoine feels targeted.
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So this is why I want to bring this up. So I keep getting clients that come on and like, you're following the progress for a while and they keep having to like feel like they're beat up or deload or they're feeling tired. They think they need more food. You give more food. I'm like, bro, what is your training? And you review their training. Come to find out they're doing like 18 sets of back and all 18 sets are to failure. And then they do a drop set. Or they do their last set to failure and then they do another drop set to failure. And they do that 5 times with 5 different exercises. And I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I used to do that way back when I was younger and I had some newbie gains. But when I was able to reach my heaviest body weight, I actually cut failure training out by 50%. And I actually started growing more because I was generating so much fatigue. I think it's misunderstood of how useful failure is, right? Because people will be like, they'll train right to failure 8 reps and like, all right, 3 more. And like they're forced reps, but those are forced reps. Then they're going to do a drop set. And then they're going to do a couple more forced reps. Like it's just, in my opinion, it's absolutely overkill, especially in movements like heavy presses, heavy rows. It's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? If this is like lateral raises, okay, lateral raises, it's not going to generate a lot of fatigue. But I just, the more I know and more experience, and of course I have training age on me, I just feel that failure training is used inappropriately by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you
What we talking is because first of all, when I discovered drop sets when I was 17 years old, I did them everywhere. And the reason why is because they gave me such a good pump. Because I think drop sets are kind of the most effective at giving pumps when you're like starting out and you're just doing reps, right? Just like banging out reps, dropping until your muscle gets burned out anyway. And even to this day, I just like, there's not a workout I don't think I'm not going to do a drop set. There's not one workout that I did in the past 20 years there wasn't a drop set in there. I want to be honest.
Well, so how many drop sets? How many drop sets?
Yes.
Oh, when I do a drop set, it's a double drop usually, yeah?
Yeah, but like, is that usually like the last set of a certain exercise? Or is it like every fucking set of every fucking exercise?
No, not every set. So lately what I've been doing, I'm gonna kind of like warm it up, maybe do like the first exercise always like 2, 3, sometimes 4 set where I'm kind of like feeling it out, getting warmed up. Like it's like my second warm up before the real workout. And then I'm gonna have my first working set where I'm gonna do like some intensifier and go past failure. And usually drop set is part of that. But usually after doing that one set, I'm gonna move on to something else. And then when I'm really warmed up, I can sometimes when I'm doing arms, it's like, all right, I'll just have a feel with this curl here. Then I'm gonna do my working set and do. So the volume is still kind of low, but I feel targeted because I think of all my friends here, I'm the one that will do the most rest pause, fucking cluster, drop sets, superset, this, that. And I think when I prep, especially when I prep, Dorn is like, dude, scale back. You're doing too much. It's like, and even now, I'm trying to see like, there's a few workouts that I was like, what if I did less today? So that, for example, like I know Jay Cutler never went to failure and always did like his reps clean, right? And then as soon as he thinks his rep wouldn't have the same look or the same technique, he would stop right before that somehow. He would know the weight for that. So for chest the other day, there was one movement that my main movement was like an Atlantis chest press. I warmed up, then I did 3 sets of 10 with a semi-heavy weight without doing failure. And I was like, wow, I didn't strain anything. Like it felt pretty good. So I'm wondering, like, if I go to failure too much, is that too much work on the joints? Then if I actually did like same weight, not failure, but another set. So it's like I'm still figuring that out myself, but I tend to overdo things. Yeah, it's like it's a thing I did when I do legs in the past. Like even now, like I'm still hurt from the set of lunges I did with Frank because I was like, in my inner dialogue in my head was like, if you don't do it until the end, the world will end, people you love will die, and you'll be a failure for the rest of your life. You have to walk lunge until the end. So I did it. Then I pulled my groin. So yeah,
on that.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is, see if I can write this on the screen real quick.
He's doing something.
I'm doing math.
Oh,
I'm going to show you guys some math. All right. So let's say you do 3 sets and they're all a fucking failure. All right.
Yeah.
14, 8, and 6. How many reps is that? Talk about like 28 reps, right? I don't know. Is it backwards? Probably backwards. All right. So the first set you went all out, failure, 14. Next one, you can only do 8 reps because you fucking toasted it the first one. And the next set, your third set, 6. It sounds like a reasonable, like what normally happens, right? Or you can do the first set, do 10, the second set, do 10, the third set, do 10, which is more than the second and third set before, and another set in 10, in which case the volume's higher, right? So you got 28 reps on the first scheme and 30 reps on the second one. So, I mean, to a certain extent, volume is volume. You know what I mean? Once you're using the right load. So maybe on that last one, on the fourth one, then you do your rest pause, your drop set, or whatever the fuck. But I think at the end of the day, you always got to kind of keep an eye on volume. Are you doing more over time? You see what I'm saying? Week after week.
You're saying maybe your warm ups to the drop set should have less reps than, like, instead of doing like 15, 12, 10, 8, and then you do your crazy set that will go beyond failure with more reps. You would do like 6 easy, 6 a little bit harder, 6 still easy but a little bit harder, and then 12 all out. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, don't blow your load too early.
That's funny. You want to
a little bit longer.
You want to keep the volume proper.
Yeah, I think intensification methods are good. Drop sets are good. I like rest pause personally, or cheat reps,
are good.
or partial. Hey, you guys ever do the time sets? I'll do like 1 minute and 30 on triceps, and no matter what, once I go to failure and I can't do anymore, maybe I'll start using my whole body, but no matter what, I can't let go of the damn rope. So it's stretching me, and I'm just like, fuck, man. It's like, that's like a time set. It's like there's more time under tension. So I think there's a lot of tools you can use, but I mean, what Chris is saying, that his clients are probably just doing too much trash volume,
Trash volume.
So this is how I view it. It's like Juji, he said, if you blow your load too soon, failure, especially in the first exercise, or going too much first exercise, it's going to create so much accumulative fatigue that the muscle's ability to perform is going to drastically decrease for the following exercises. Therefore, the overall load is going to be significantly less. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if I don't train to failure almost at all, say my first 2 exercises for back, or just technical failure, and then I start to increase my intensity and I start training to failure, and then my last exercise, I do a drop set, my pumps are literally increasing through the entire fucking workout, and I leave like a balloon. But
I agree.
If I start that first exercise and I'm like, all out drop set, by the time I'm like halfway through or at the end of the second exercise, I start to feel flat, and the muscles I can't connect as well because they're so pre-fatigued. Now, this doesn't happen with every muscle group, right? Let's be honest. We all have muscle groups that tend to have a much more muscular endurance than others, but chest, that happens. Yeah. Arms, that happens. Back is a little different, and legs, for some reason, never stop pumping.
I think the back is a funny one to talk about, because what you just said there, Chris, what if you get a lower back pump too early in your workout?
Oh no,
you're fucked. I mean, you're
like
fucked.
Show pumps.
You're fucked.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, have you ever had the lower back post show pump, not post show, like randomly in the off season where you were like, oh my god, I feel like I carb load too much and I spilled over after a show and I'm rebounding from diuretics. It only happened, that specific pump only happened to me after shows, never anywhere else.
Oh, it happened to me on D-ball.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Crazy. I never
100%.
happened to me. Only after a show. I just like, I'm going to do like anything that's remotely bent over and I'm like, I'll be toast. More
It's
when I
just-
was younger, though.
I think it's just water retention and carbs to a certain extent. But you know what's funny about that? I've asked a lot of people, John Meadows, Matt Winning, they all had different ways of getting rid of a lower back pump, and none of them have worked. But
Yeah.
Eddie Hall, I
Oh.
talked to Eddie Hall recently. He had one I had not tried. I haven't been able to try it. He said the only thing that works for him to get rid of those lower back pumps is to wade in a pool up to your like belly button and just walk around.
Wait, say that again?
Eddie Hall, you know Eddie Hall.
No. The
Strongman.
technique. The technique.
You get in a pool and like you're submerged up to here, so you're just in the shallow end of the pool, and you just walk around in a pool in the shallow end.
I got so many questions about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have
Okay.
I don't have a
I know,
pool
it's like,
nearby
okay,
conveniently,
the only
but I have a lower
person-
back pump.
The only person who could probably try this is actually you, Juji, because in your compound home gym home, you could make a pool. But for me,
I could. I don't have a pool.
no, but you could build one and you could actually try it. But for me, it's like I'm in the gym. Oh, okay, I'm too pumped. Let me find a pool. I'll be back. So that's very crazy, just to like of a technique. But the other reason why that's more plausible, I'm like, why is Eddie Hall having lower back crazy post show pumps around a fucking pool? Not even in the gym.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think it has anything to do with post show.
Yeah,
And
that's
also,
what I mean.
strongmen do a lot of back work. So
Yeah, but why was he near a pool? Did the pump just stay there? He went back home. The pump was still there,
I think
or he
it's a
was just
home
like,
gym with a pool.
or he was cooking, or he was like doing some yard work. I was like, oh my god, the fucking pump again, androgen lower back pump. Oh,
That's
the
a
pool.
good question.
Let me try this.
That's a really good question.
Why was he so pumped beside a pool?
What made him think to get in the pool is another question.
I think it was chance, probably.
Yeah, he
Coincidence,
probably.
yeah.
Or maybe because it's like, oh, in the pool there's less gravity, so it's like maybe that will help my. Then it was like, oh my god, I'm moving.
He
Feeling
probably
light.
he probably got home from like heavy lifts. And he's like, oh my god, my back's so uncomfortable. I can't deal. I'm gonna jump in the pool. And then he got into the pool. He started walking around. You're like, oh shit, it's feeling better. And that's probably what happened.
So
Wait.
I got a question. I got a question for both of you guys. The worst lower back pump I had was at a guest gym. I was out of town. I had to sit on a bench, I think upstairs for like an hour. It took an hour for it to go away. I couldn't walk for an hour. I mean, what the fuck, you know? You guys, where have you been where you had the lower? I guess it's at a gym, but
It was at a gym, and for me, I think it was my worst ones were like when I was younger, right? I think maybe a nitro gym. There was one time I went up like after one of my shows, I was 20. I went from 218 to 295 in a month.
Oh my god.
And yeah, and obviously it was my first time going over 290, and I don't think I went back there for a while. It's just that 1 month, it was my first time. Like I was like, I'm gonna eat as much as I can. Oh, I'm gaining weight. I'm gonna keep eating, right? You know, the first pro show, whatever crazy rebound you get, dude. I was not able to do anything, dude. I would press in my tibialis. It would be half an inch of edema in there. You know, like the
Oh my
spongy.
god.
It would just
Yeah,
stay
the
there
shin
for 30
pump.
minutes. Oh yeah, and I would get
Getting edema.
yeah. So I remember. Yeah, I couldn't do anything, and I was trying to still do the same movements. For some reason, I was like, I gotta do my deadlifts, and then I was just torturing myself. I was just on the ground, and there's no way you go on your side, on your back. You try to like find a way to be comfortable. There's like not much you can do. I remember that with less worse ones, I would just like go face first on a big Swiss ball.
yeah.
To relax
Yeah, I was
myself.
gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, or even like hanging, but I find hanging would give like space and then more fluid would go, and then would go back down. It would be worse for some reason. But the Swiss ball thing, that gave me some relief in the past. I remember that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I will say the worst pump I had in my lower back, I don't remember because I haven't deadlifted in probably 8 years. But when we used to do high rep deadlifts, I would get a real bad bump. You know what's actually really funny is I did a strongman meet once,
Really?
under 30-pound class, and I did win my class, but I had an axle wheel. There's a 400-pound axle wheel, right?
Nice.
Traditional deadlift height, and the bar was fat. What was it, 6-inch bar or 6.5-inch? You know, the round fat bar, and the weight doesn't swivel, so you have to hold it tight to your body. And I did take Anadrol for that meet, and I only did 50 mgs a day the last 7 days, and just TRT testosterone at the time, believe it or not. And I did deadlifted that 31 reps in like 90 seconds or whatever.
God damn,
And,
Chris.
but my back didn't pump. Like I didn't get a bad pump. The worst pump is still post-show when your stomach is full and you're bowed out and you're retaining all that water. But I just remember that day, my back being tight, but it wasn't pumped. And I remember my professional strongman friend kept telling me, he's like, dude, you gotta be really careful day the strongman and getting too pumped with these events that are like for reps, because it could fucking blow your load for the entire day if your back's out of it. And he goes, especially with Anadrol. So he used Halo and Anavar and Winstrol combination instead of Anadrol. And I'm like, dude, I just feel so fragile. I'd rather take something a little more water retention. But dude, I haven't had it a long time. I just remember my psoas is always so tight. And so when I stretched my psoas and foam rolled my lower back, I usually felt much, much better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chris, I didn't know you did a strongman comp.
Yeah, that's funny.
What's that?
What year?
2011.
Oh, wow, that's a while back. I wonder if you got any footage of that. That'd be cool to look at.
I think I have pictures, actually.
Yeah.
Evan went to it. Evan came to it.
Really?
Evan watched me. It was, dude, it was actually after I graduated my internship and became an RD. And I didn't bodybuild at all for a long, long time. And I wanted to do something different. And one of my friends does strongman. He has all his equipment in his house. And he's like, dude, I want to do something different. He goes, why don't you do a strongman show? You don't have to like get too big for that. Because I kind of wasn't in the bout of wanting to be big. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go do it. And I had a lot of fun doing all the events. You know, it was actually a lot of fun.
Dude,
Awesome.
strongman, arm wrestling, and MMA is the only 3 sports I really care to watch, to be honest. And I enjoy watching.
I did cheat though. I did choose an event that was for time, speed, or reps. There was no max weight in this, because if there was a max deadlift or a max overhead press, I would lose. But we had to grip a fat bar for a duration of time on 2 dumbbells, clown dumbbells for, handheld. We had to carry a sandbag, for like 50 meters and back really quick. It was the axle wheel deadlift. And then there was overhead press for reps. And I think that was it.
Huh. That's all right. That's strong, man.
Did you ever do Juji, official strongman?
No, I never actually entered.
I think of it. I never saw you do an actual competition.
Man, if I did that now, it would just ruin my physique completely. My abdomen would just fucking get out of control, because it just, my core kicks in everything I do. It's genetics on both my mom and my dad's side. If you look at all 9 of my uncles, they're all like fucking gigantic barrel bodies with noodle arms. You know what I mean? On my dad's side and my mom, people are always like fucking Palumboism, GH gut. No, it's not that, man. It's fucking genetics and a lifetime of lifting without a lifting belt and using my abs for all my tricks and ring stuff. It's just, and growing, it's my abdomen got bigger. So if I were to get into strongman, goddamn, I'd look atrocious. I'd look like Andy Bolton.
Oh no. Well, but I guess, you wouldn't just show up to one knowing you would actually fucking train for it.
Yeah. I'd prep for it. I'd fucking eat up into it and fucking gain weight, and all the weight gain would be right in my abs, dude. I'd be strong there, but man, right now, actually, I'm just I'm going to do a VO2 max test at the end of this month.
Oh, nice.
So I'm actually it is the one where. Yeah, go ahead, explain it, Chris.
No, you go explain it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, it's just you wear the mask, Antoine, and they just measure how much oxygen that you put out versus your heart rate. And then when you poop out, when you give up on the test, it tells you what your I think it's like volume of oxygen, how much oxygen you can like. I'm not explaining it
Utilize,
right.
yeah. Yeah, so like, Antoine, they get you on a bike, sometimes a bike or a treadmill on an incline, and they just keep increasing the intensity until you're at like that anaerobic threshold, and it measures all this cool stuff. It's really fucking cool.
So
Yeah.
if you're stubborn and you hold longer, you have better points.
Yes, you know what's funny about that? They tested animals. So the huskies have like 200, and like this fucking elk or antelope thing they have data on has like 300. I know it's funny to
Wow.
imagine an animal with a mask. To give you context, like I think the highest human measurement is by like a freak cyclist. It's like 90. So those huskies that do the racing have like over twice as much, and this fucking antelope out there. But what you just said was interesting because maybe the animal's rate was higher when they tested it because it felt like a life or death situation for them.
I
Like they're
know.
going to get killed by a human. They're like, ah.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to picture like somebody like who would just like who never really worked out or whatever, right? Or works out, but like, doesn't have that fucking crazy switch in the head. Would be
Mhm.
like just quit. And then if I'm going, like I would prepare for it because in my head, if I go there unprepared, I'm gonna push myself to my limit anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna end up hurting myself. You know what I
yours
mean?
is probably really high, Antoine, and I think mine's pretty high too because my cardio is really good, and it was getting really good. I was like, let's just make it even better, and I was like, let's fucking schedule a test. I can fucking just see how good I can get it. But I know yours is high, Antoine, because well, yours is really high too, Chris, because all the boxing you
Oh,
do.
for sure.
But
Chris is
but
playing.
Antoine, I've done bodybuilding workouts with you, and fuck, I don't know, people can't hang with you. You superset your entire workout. There's like no rest periods. So I know your cardio is real good, man.
Yeah, it's not bad for my size, obviously, but don't ask me to box though. That would be another challenge. You've boxed, Juji, so you have a good cardio. How was the boxing? Was it exhausting?
Yeah, you got to think on your well, the thing is that you're not looking at like the time on a treadmill. Like I can't wait until it's my time's up and get the fuck off because I'm fucking dying over here. Instead, it's like me and Chris are kind of squaring up. It's like I'm trying to pay attention to cues and some tips and not get punched at the same time. So you kind of lose track of, you know what I mean? Like you sparred in Taekwondo before. You have a martial arts background, Antoine. You remember what it was like.
Yeah, I didn't do much sparring, more maybe like in karate a little bit, but then I remember knocking the fuck out of some guy because I just round kicked the guy straight to the dome, and I guess
Yeah.
you with touch point you're not supposed to really crank him really hard, but I put some
Yeah.
hips to it anyway. It was just that's funny, but you know where I got really gassed when I was really surprised is when I rolled with Cobb for jujitsu.
Oh
I
yeah,
was,
dude.
and
Jiu-jitsu.
Cobb is like 180, and I was like, holy fuck, a 180 man can just like overpower me just with technique and just waiting, and I got really tired, and I was like, holy fuck. Like I couldn't, like I was like, my muscles are not made for this right now.
Oh,
You know?
it's the worst feeling in the world. Like as you both described, is like when I'm sparring with somebody, and I've had this happen only twice, and after that, I've learned how to regulate my fatigue level within a sparring match. Is I was so fatigued I couldn't block my face. I couldn't hold my arms up to do this at all. My hands were here, and as
Yeah.
hard as I was trying to put them up here, I couldn't. My hands kept going, and all
Failure.
I felt my head going, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Dude, I just kneeled. I'm like, I'm done. And then I said to myself, this is what it's like to die. This is what it's like when somebody's killing you
Yeah,
and
in
you
a
have
war.
no energy left.
Yeah,
And
in a
you're
war. Yeah, you're
and that's
fighting.
it.
Yeah, wow, you're fighting until like your last. You can't even. That's how people fighting to the death. They feel
Yeah,
that
that's it.
plus real fear. You just didn't have the fear.
Like imagine dying because you got too tired.
Oh,
Fuck.
that
It's a shitty
sucks.
way to die, man. It's a
Yeah,
shitty way to go.
I should have done VO2 max.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, but yeah.
but in training for it, I'm surprised like the amount the speed of which you can make improvements in stamina and actually the quality of life you get. Like I have so much more energy throughout the day. I had gotten a lot more energy from doing more cardio when I started prepping for bodybuilding. So that was the
Mm.
first step. Now that I'm actually trying to improve it instead of just like, check off the box every day, did my cardio, I'm actually trying to do it longer, more, harder, faster, get the heart rate up higher. Jesus Christ, like I don't fucking get tired now just walking around my house, like
Isn't
all
that
up and down.
crazy?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
it's
You
crazy.
expend energy to get energy.
Yeah,
yeah, but
it's ridiculous. It's counterintuitive.
Juji, to be honest, like for people watching, you've always had this crazy cardiovascular genetics, though.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
like, I remember when we were younger, you just said that one time you ran the 400 or you just ran a few miles. You were able to just decide to run and you could just run for a long time, kind of like your dad, right? It's like
Yeah.
your body was first kind of made for that, then you just forced your body into whatever else you wanted it to do.
So the first thing I did was when I started running when I was like 14 years old, I had been doing it for 2 months, and then within 2 months I was able to run like 10 miles without stopping. It's like
That's crazy.
I was just like, okay, this is easy. And then I got into Taekwondo and then strength sports and everything else, which is the exact opposite of stamina. It's on the other end of the spectrum. So I
Yeah,
basically did exactly what my body did not want to do.
yeah,
So going back in this direction a little bit now, just for fun and just to see what happens, it's like I'm making stupid fast gains.
yeah. That's crazy, dude. How? Okay, so what's a good time for half marathon? Like a average time for it total. Have you ever
Oh,
done
you mean like average people? Like, what is the average time for the
that?
average
Like
person?
somebody who completes it? Wow, that's impressive. Like what was the world record for half a
Oh my God.
marathon back in the 40s?
The
Oh, I
world
don't
record
know. I'm looking it up.
record marathon in
I
1940.
think I think a good half marathon time based on Google is an hour and a half, which is about just
Insane.
around 7 minutes per mile.
Well, how many miles is that again?
A half marathon, 12 or 13.
Okay, Juji,
13.
you can beat that.
I don't know about that. My problem with running right now, and I'm trying to fix it, is I have good stamina on just about anything, but that doesn't require pounding. It's because I get the
Oh,
shin splints. Because I'm 260 pounds. My fucking
true,
Holy
shins
shit.
explode.
true.
Holy shit.
Did you
I
look? You found?
found it. It's by year, the world record holder of every year since 1921, all the way until
What's the first one? 1921.
1921. Took a long time to get faster. 1921 was 2 hours and 47 minutes and 29 seconds.
What is
Wow.
that? Oh, split. Is this a half marathon?
No, this is a full marathon.
A full marathon is what? 247.
2 hours and 47 minutes, and that was 1921. Okay.
Jesus, that's my dad's best marathon time.
Oh, so
All
your
right.
dad will have a full record back in the 20s.
He
The
would have,
best
yeah.
the best marathon time now is 2 hours and 1 minute.
They haven't broken 2 hours yet.
It looks
Wow.
They're
like
going to.
Dude, they're
They're fucking
going to
going to.
like
They're going to.
there's some maniac out there who's dedicated his whole life to doing so. For sure,
Oh,
there's some
yeah.
maniac out there
They're
is
going
like,
to find a drug to help with that.
yeah,
EPO.
yeah, or dude, there's some kid who started running and just saw that it's 1 minute away from 2 hours. He's like, I'm gonna fucking do this. There's this one person right now somewhere in the world who was just going fucking nuts every day to try to achieve this for sure. For sure.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, he's going to be
100%.
born into it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that's great.
weren't they doing like gene manipulation and shit to breed like super Olympians in China like 30 years ago? And we're just now starting to see this crop of fucking freak
Oh,
athletes that's genetically engineered.
you think it's the clones are coming?
Yeah, dude. It's going to get weird here in the next 10 years if the Olympics
Well,
are still around.
That's
dude,
fun.
this puts into perspective that world record holder currently who ran that marathon in 2 hours and 1 minute ran 26.2 miles, averaging 4 minutes and 60 seconds a mile.
Wouldn't that be 5 minutes?
Oh, 4.61. That was just I did the math.
Oh,
Sorry.
4.6. So it'd
yeah,
be like
4.6, sorry.
4 minutes and 40
The
seconds or so.
yeah. Wow.
Sorry
So
about
wait a
that.
minute.
That's bonkers.
That's really fast.
I wonder how mad he was that he didn't break 2 minutes.
Dude. But think about it, a minute is a long time in a race. It's a long time.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah, it
exhausted,
is.
yeah.
Like, you know,
Wow.
I remember when I used to race motocross, and like when people talk about seconds, oh, he's leading by 4 seconds. Like, oh my God, that's not that's so quick. Like, no, it's actually a big distance. Think about it. Goes by 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004. Like, that's 4 seconds. That's
Yeah.
actually a pretty big fucking distance.
Mhm.
Now, about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is those 100-meter sprinters. It's like, oh, he's leading by 0.1 second. It's like at the end, it's like it's so like close sometimes, except if you're Usain Bolt. But yeah, that's crazy. Man, that guy running 2-hour marathon, what is he running away from? Like, who hurt him?
Dude,
Who broke his heart?
it's crazy. It's fucking
I know.
bonkers.
That's
Okay, so
funny.
let's circle back to the training a little bit. So with all that said and done, intensity versus technique. So what's the most important for bodybuilding? For example,
Are we going to extremes here? Are we going from like
okay, let's
shit technique or like
Now, when you say
Yeah.
intensity, are you talking about like putting effort into it, or are you talking
effort.
about
Yeah,
like,
so it's like going past where you're like really not comfortable and just like pushing yourself past the pain. And technique will be like more focusing on how to execute the movement, biomechanics, and researching stuff, but like taking your time between your sets and just, you know, but it's so I'm always wondering like what's the best. And let's say with people who have the same genetics.
now
Wins.
one question before I answer. I'm sure
Yeah.
Juju has the same question. When you talk about technique, are they training with any type of intensity? Or are they lifting a 5-pound dumbbell?
Yeah, yes, you know, they're pushing weight, they're trying to gain muscle, right?
But they're not like going to failure at all. Maybe like 5 reps from failure.
No, they reach failure, they stop.
okay, I think it depends on your goal. Or you know, if you're a powerlifter, you're going to train a little bit different, and if you're a bodybuilder, I think you need to kind of take it beyond
For
when
muscle
something that
growth,
stops working, and you just go bananas at certain points. You know?
muscle growth, and dieting down for a show,
Yeah.
bodybuilding stuff.
I'm gonna go with intensity, unfortunately.
And okay, I think I would choose intensity because if one person has the best genetics ever, like Phil Heath or Ronnie Coleman or whatever, right? Or even like whoever it is. For example, if Ronnie Coleman does a row, he doesn't really have to think much about the technique. It's like his back fires it up for him, right? It's like so I'm thinking intensity is more important than technique.
If you're going to be extreme about it,
Yeah.
intensity has to be, because
But it's a mix, I guess, if you want to really
the
answer.
effort.
Yeah. If you had to pick one, if you had to just pick one, I'm going to go with the guy that just will fucking just run through a wall no matter what, compared to the guy that's, you know, once, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if I had to pick one or the other, I'm going to have to pick effort intensity.
yeah. Because sometimes I find that some people love the movement, the execution, learning about movements. They love biomechanics. They love information and data. And there's some people who they just fucking love to fucking train and push and all that stuff, right? It's just like it's different things. So I wonder if is there people who like really love both to the max?
I like both.
Yeah.
I've been having to focus so much more on execution
Yeah.
and biomechanics of the movement, so my joints don't hurt and I keep it on the muscle. And that's why I do sets of 20. It's like for legs, it's like I like that. Like the other day, perfect example, lunges, right? I'm finishing with lunges, three sets to absolute failure. And you know, sometimes we've all been lunges before where we kind of bitch out. We're like, oh, I'm toast. But are you toast? Right.
Yeah.
And like I decided at the end of my last set if I could do another round. Now, a round is maybe 60 feet, 70 feet, maybe longer, a good distance. And
That's
I go
far,
there
yeah.
and I go back. So I'm hitting a total of, I think, 30 steps. So I said to myself, but what if I kept going? Like, what if I really just even compensated a little bit and used maybe a little more of my hips and just kept going? And I was able to get a whole nother round on my last set, which means I totally bitched on the first 2 sets. But that exhaustion, that effort, I love that. Fucking love it. As long as it's not in my joints.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing about it is, like, I don't think that type of training where you just fucking go way too far, push it too hard, is good. Like, from a physical standpoint, it's good from a mental standpoint. You got to know how much you can fucking handle, where the thermostat is really where it's set. You got to have a gut check every now and again. You got to go through a 4-hour fucking leg day for no goddamn reason other than the fact that it didn't kill you. So next time you do leg day, it's like, oh wait, why would I bitch out now when last time I went around the whole fucking lake with dumbbells in my hands? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember
Don't do that.
John Meadows doing the
Yeah,
lunges
yeah.
around the lake with the dumbbells.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell my clients that sometimes when they work out. For example, one of my clients, Robert, he did marathons before, right? And these can be really. So when he's doing lunges, I'm like, come on, Rob, you've done harder things before. Like, you've done harder things before, which means like you're gonna be fucking fine. Just like, shut up and do it, right? And
yeah, man. Antoine, what you know what? I feel like there's some workouts that you've had that you just bookmark. Like, maybe like a dozen of them that I just bookmark. And whenever I do something that's hard, that's kind of related to it, it's like, it's not that. It's not fucking that. So I'm okay. I want to know what some of y'all's workouts were that were like that. Or just like the one you keep like, oh, I survived that, I can do this.
Chris?
Evan kind of exposed me to a different level of training, which, I mean, looking back, we definitely did too much. But it definitely raised the bar, because when I went back and trained with my friends were like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, dude, this is what I've been doing with Evan for the last 6 months, and Evan's competing, so I'm training with you today. And they're like, they make it through like 2 exercises, because Evan was like drop set on every set. We would do that. Yeah. Like, the first time I trained Evan, legs with Evan, I couldn't get out of my car. I was like, you couldn't get off the bench for an hour. I got to the grocery store and I go to get out and I collapse to the floor. I'm like, fuck, my legs are spasming every time I stood up. I climb myself back in the car and I'm standing there. I'm like, sitting there. I'm like, oh my God, can I not stand up? I'm like, I can stand up. My legs will walk it off. And I go to grab the car to go to get out again. And my legs, jeez, and I fucking fall down. I'm like, fuck. Dude, I was like in the car in the parking lot for like a long period of time.
Chris, you know what you said that, oh, we did way too much, but everybody that thinks about their past, oh, I think we did way too much. You could have been saying that about Ronnie, maybe Evan, oh, he did way too much. Did he though? You guys became professionals and one of the fucking best, right? Did you though?
That's true. That's true. What I'm saying is, like, looking back at it, if I did that now, I wouldn't recover at all.
No, you don't have to do now because you did it then.
Yes, that's right.
Sometimes I see kids at the gym. They will do things like, man, these guys are fucking repping out 3 plates. And then I just like remember, wait a minute, I was doing that fucking every fucking week, or way more than that. Then I look at my old videos. I'm like, I was fucking bench pressing 4 plates for 12 reps, like smooth like butter. Like, just, like just all fucking shoulders, but like moving the bar like that, like, at that speed, like this, like, I was like, fuck. I gotta remember, yeah, it's like we've done all that. So it's just we have to remind ourselves that, I guess, 20 years of training, even 35 years old, is not old at all. 20 years of heavyweight training will have a toll on anybody, right?
100%. And like, when I see people who are in their like late 40s or 50s and they have no aches or pains outside of Jay Cutler, they usually started lifting like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Like, they don't have the mileage.
Right, exactly. If you meet somebody when they're like, who started lifting when they're 18, which is usually a mistake, because when you're 18, you're just lifting like a complete asshole. And you accumulate way more damage to your body, I think, because you're not level-headed. Your brain's not developed. You're just pulling dumb shit off the floor. Bro, I remember when I first saw 405 on the floor at the gym. I wasn't even training legs or back that day. I was training arms. My buddy goes, you're a pussy. You can't lift that. And I'm like, what? Lift what? And he goes, that. He goes, how much is that? He goes, I have no idea. I bet you can't lift it. And I walk over there like, look like I'm shitting like a dog. And I lifted off the ground, cold, didn't warm up, just pulled it. Nobody ever taught me how to deadlift. And it's picked up 405. My back's like bent over like this. But I did it.
Wow.
But I did it, didn't get hurt. If
Yeah,
I did
great,
that
yeah.
now cold, I would get fucking hurt.
Yeah, I think the first thing to go would be your pulling a hamstring or something, right? Right. If you would try to
My
pull
lower back.
your lower
My
back would
lower
go
back.
first.
Yeah, I have a bad lower back. I don't have a good lower back.
I think my hamstring would just out of just because I remember that the last time I really sprinted on the air, you know, those treadmill that you do the speed. There's no like
Yeah.
How do you call that? Air assault treadmill?
Airdyne? Is it Airdyne?
Yeah, treadmill. So I was like, I'm gonna try to beat because Rachel is girl I you know Doran's wife, whatever. She had a friend that was like this figure competitor. She was an African woman, and she had this time on the thing. Like I'm gonna try to beat her time, and that was like just like maybe like just 2 years ago. And I was like still heavy, right? I was during the COVID times, and I really giving it. I think I'm almost gonna my hamstring kind of like seized up. Like shit, I think I tore something, and I did a mini like strain / tear just from sprinting full force. So I'm thinking like the first thing to give, I think like on a deadlift for old people is the hamstring. Like Fouad Abiad, he tore all of his hamstrings doing deadlifts. Yeah.
I've strained a hamstring doing a deadlift before too. Yeah.
What type of deadlift? Regular Romanian deadlift?
Conventional, just a normal one.
The
I had a warning sign. I had a warning sign though. Like, I had a warning sign. I just didn't know what it meant because I was too inexperienced. I was like 19 or 20, maybe 20, 21. But I had a really strange soreness that was really, really tight on just one hamstring right in the middle of the muscle belly. It wasn't like a normal soreness that was kind of like the gradient. It was just a really tight area right in the middle of the muscle belly. Then I'm fucking warming up and I get to my first working set and the first rep, I just felt like someone took scissors to the back of my hamstring, and and I couldn't fucking do things right for like 3 or 4 months.
How did you rehab that?
Slowly but surely. I was fine, but I was still, like you said, young enough to bounce back from it. I was able to PR on deadlift again like 8 months later. You know what I mean? So I was all right. I think it's just. I was on crutches for, it's funny, Chris.
No.
I was on crutches for a week, but I was in the gym front squatting the next fucking day.
Weird that you say that.
For some reason, I could front squat with a ruptured hamstring. I don't know. I don't fucking.
Now, one question. I got one story to follow. Leg curls now. Do you feel that spot?
No.
Do you feel that spot, Antoine? That the hamstring you hurt? Does that give you a warning sign sometimes?
No, but you know what? You know what's weird is both of my hamstrings look very, very, very different.
Really?
Like my right one is like the nice cables. My left one, which I hurt when I was very young doing tricks, actually, and I couldn't stretch it for like weeks and weeks. That left one actually is like kind of like it looks like a walnut.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't look like the straight lines, like nice lines. It's just I'm actually I just posted a video on Instagram where I'm actually doing leg curls on the left, and it just like you could tell like it's just weird. It's like there's like a part, but it's like maybe like we always have different arms, right?
Yeah.
Like this one peaks more than this one for me, even before I tore them. So maybe it's just like the way it's shaped. But for sure, I don't feel it. When I'm doing leg curls, I don't feel any different, but I get really good mind-muscle connection when I do leg curls. It's like I have more mind-muscle connection doing leg curls than doing biceps.
Yeah, dude, I've seen you fucking do a full stack for reps on hamstrings. It's like I don't think most people are doing full stack on hamstrings with good with good reps, set after set like you. I was just like, I dropped me down to like fucking 3/4 to half that stack, dude. I can't fucking keep up with you. Your hamstrings are strong as fucking balls.
It's easy for me for some reason. I wish it was like that for my everything else.
I tore my hamstring on standing leg curl.
Standing leg curl.
And well, let me tell you, it could have been lying leg curl beforehand, and then standing leg curl is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I was 6 weeks out to junior nationals in 2009, and I had warning signs, but like an idiot, I was ignoring it. And I'm doing standing leg curls, and I felt like there's a bubble behind my knee that needed to pop. Kind of like, when your knee needs to crack and you go crack in your knee and it feels better, right? Yeah. It felt like that, but it's huge, like behind my knee. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then I do another rep and it goes like wet jeans ripping. And I go, oh my God.
Ouch.
Was it your first rep?
Oh. What's that?
Was it your first rep of that set?
No, like 13th, 11th.
Oh my God.
And but long story short, it never recovered.
No.
I used to be able to stack the seated calf or the seated leg curl. I can't do anything like that. I can, but it was really funny, Juji.
Wait, so it was a tendon. Did you tear the tendon?
It was the semitendinosis of the hamstring. Semitendinosis. It's one of the hamstring muscles that go down around the knee. The big belly, the bicep femoris was fine. Which is funny is 2 weeks later, I could deadlift.
Huh.
But I couldn't leg curl 5 pounds.
Wow.
Stiff's fine. Curls, no.
Well, not stiff, regular. If I get down and hit my hips into it and stand up, I could do squat, fine. I could front squat, I could hack squat. Lunge is a little weird, but I could not leg curl even 5 pounds.
Yeah, but you're still in the gym deadlifting.
Yeah, I still do the show.
Yeah. It gets me how people get hurt and then they just fucking throw in the towel and everything. I'm like, God damn it, man. There's like so many other muscle groups that you can train,
Yeah.
What's the most debilitating injury that you guys had that you actually thought you were done?
I don't think I've had one where I thought I was done. I just did something else. I think the worst one I had was a left ankle. I blew it up. And then I couldn't jump for like 4 months. I literally couldn't jump. So I just focused on doing ring training. And that's how I got so good at rings back in 2012. I just worked around. Like I said, I worked around it. I didn't just fucking throw in the towel. I was like, I'm going to do something else I can get really good at.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What the thing is, Juji, for you to stop, I mean, you're not doing ever just one thing.
I know.
Yeah. So I think, Chris, to me, like, for example, as a competitive professional athlete, that would stop your career, right? Kind of like that, right? Well,
yeah.
For me, I think my first bicep tear when I was 2 weeks out from New York Pro, when it happened, I was like, I got really scared because I just didn't know what the fuck was going to do. And first of all, during the show, my tendon, my bicep is halfway up. I can't bend my arm. There's a gap, and it's fucking hurts. So I knew right away I had to pull out of the show, but I just didn't know until I really met the doctor, and then there was a surgery that's going to be planned, imaging, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm stopping just for now. And the thing is, 1 year after that is when I won the Cali Pro and qualified for the Olympia. So it didn't stop me, but it's like when right away when it happened, I was like, I actually went on fell in a little fetal position, like standing up, just holding my arm, and I was crying in the gym in front of all my friends because I was like, fuck, man, I didn't know what was going to happen. When you're prepping, so hard, and you're doing the maximal effort, and then you go to the show, and then you're proud of yourself. And then you win, but it's like, imagine all that, but the other way around, where it's like you worked all the way, and then you're just something stupid happened, and then you're like, it's all over. You're not proud of yourself. It's everything else. It's like goes to shit. Nobody's gonna see you on stage. Nothing is happening. You just fucking got owned by life, for a second. So that was very scary, but yeah, I was scared. I was wondering if my cure was over. Is it gonna fucking look weird afterwards, right? And I knew it was going to be fine when I started training it, and I noticed that hey, there's no gap like I thought it would be. So then I was like, you know what, maybe I'll be fine. It took a while, but then after a year, my arm was almost back 100%. And now they're both like fine.
Yeah,
And when I tore my left one, when it happened, I was like, whatever, I'll fix it. I was like, right away, I knew it was. I was annoyed by it. I was not before a show. I was just like, oh, okay, I'll just go through it again, and I was fine.
That's a good thing about distal tears. Distal tears,
easy.
tendon tears in the lower arm it's going to be stronger than it was before.
Yeah, maybe. I feel this one, to be honest, still feel sometimes where I'm like, I really try to like isolate or even like the hammer. I find it still hurts. Maybe it's scar tissue. I find it's a little bit stiff still, and it's not as strong as my right.
No,
but shit. It's always been like that though. My left has always been a little bit weird, but even when I curl up, I'm like, I don't have as much fucking power as the right one.
Dude,
I think about Chris and motocross.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly,
he's got so many fucking ghost pains from that sport.
When you're younger and you crash and you break bones, it was more like I look at my arm all crooked. My arm's broken. Damn it! And I'm like, the first thing I asked the doctor, when can I ride again? That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Yeah. Then you get older, a little different. But two things: one, I've never had an injury in my life where I got injured and then I'm like, oh my God, this could be it, except my pec tear. I partially tore some pec fibers. There's still a lump in here. And when I got it checked out, they're like, there's no, all the tendons are intact. You have some mild bruising in here and some tears in the tissue. He goes, but you should be fine. But it wasn't fine. I couldn't even put my hands together. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, what's that?
Couldn't do this.
Dude, I couldn't wash my hands. I had to take this hand and put it on the sink like this, and then wash my hand like this.
God damn, dude.
Dude, it was so bad. And I go, why does it hurt so bad? He goes, well, it can hurt. So then I'm like, for about 48 hours, I was like, fuck, man, I really have to find something else to do. I'm going to leave unfinished business, you know? And then I would call my professional strongman friend. I'm like, other people have had these injuries before and come back. What did they do? So I call my professional strongman friend and I'm like, dude, you've torn your pec like how many times? And he's like, oh, 3. I'm like, dude, walk me through this. Like, what do I need to do? And then he told me what to do. And he's like, well, the first stage is to prevent loss of range of motion. So you really got to move that arm through the full range of motion every day and make sure you're not doing this and keeping it like this. He goes, full range of motion, active range, no static stretching at all. Every day, get blood flow into it. And then he's like, dude, just start slow. A light band, progress with your bands, and then go to light dumbbells, etc. But that was the only time. And then the other thing too, which is fucked, biceps. Bro, my right arm's my strongest arm. This is the bicep I ruptured. Proximal, pulled out of the tendon and rolled down. Okay. Wait, this one's now my stronger arm. This one's now stronger.
I didn't know for some reason. I think I forgot about the fact you tore bicep. So you tore from the shoulder, but I heard that you can't fix it almost.
No, okay. So when it ruptures from up here and it rolls down the long head of the bicep.
Yeah.
The short head's still intact. So I could still do this. Okay. I just couldn't do this.
Yes.
Okay. So when they reattach it to the humerus, the arm, not back up here.
Okay. Lower.
Yeah, lower. So he goes, now your shoulder should feel better. And my shoulder feels great because there's no, overhead pinching or impingement. That tendon doesn't run underneath the clavicle bone anymore. The tendon's in here.
Why is the body made like this then? What a shit design.
Well, Antoine, why don't they have the bicep tendon attached lower, huh? Why is it designed to attach up here? It's anchored fucking lower.
I know, right?
So I know arm wrestlers that tear their bicep always get it anchored way the hell down there.
They cheat, huh? They ask.
Yeah, they cheat.
Didn't Devin Larratt ask if he could tear his bicep to his surgeon or something?
I'm not sure he did, but he told me that other people have. I can't remember if he's torn his bicep. So
No, I don't think he did. I don't
Yeah.
think they I said. I think it's on terrible.
Oh,
He would have tore it by now. Seriously, right?
Yeah.
dude, I was like you, Antoine, when you tore your left one. I was just like, bro, I was bending down to pick up my mailbox out of this frozen snow.
Yeah. So stupid.
Antoine's
And I
picking up
go-
a fridge.
And I go to
Or a
reach
piece
down
of
like a
sheet metal.
sumo. I go
Yeah.
down, reach down like a sumo style deadlift, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And I
It's always
feel
like that.
and I feel tug, and I go, what the fuck? I go, no, nothing tore. And then my bicep feels real weird. And I go to like this, and I go,
Tore.
walk in the house. Hi, Alexia. Hi, Chris. I go to my computer, I open my computer, and I take my arm, I put it on the computer bar like this. I start doing work. She goes, how's boxing? I'm like, boxing was all right, but I just tore my bicep lifting the mailbox out of the snow. She goes, what? I go, yep. She goes, what do you mean you tore your bicep? I go, look. She goes, oh my God. What are you going to do? I'm like, what can I fucking do? I'm like, I don't know. I'll call my dad in a little bit and see if I can find a.
He's like, I got work to do. I got to finish this, then I'll come.
Dude,
Were you just like in denial for a second?
I was in denial for 5 seconds and I felt my bicep. And after that, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, this is super annoying. And it didn't hurt. Like, it didn't hurt. It was like pop, weird sensation, tingliness. And then I'm like,
Man, I don't like this. I just remember like just how it feels inside, right? It's so weird.
I gotta
Is
piss real quick.
Edward's in there fucking with his hoodie and stuff, getting all nervous thinking about it again.
Help me. We're okay. We're okay. Actually, I'm really sore in the bicep because I did with this French guy who wanted to do a video for his YouTube channel, and I said yes a month ago, and I didn't have my word, so I did it. But we had no, that was Wednesday, and we did buddy curls where I do like 1 rep, I give it to you, 2, 3, 3, 4, go up to 12, and then back to like 1. I didn't do that in a while. I was like, I'll do that to fuck him up because the guy never trained his arm because he has good arms, so he didn't do them in 4 years. I didn't believe him, but then he took his shirt off. I was like, holy shit, your arms are huge for no reason. And there's a guy who must be, I'm really sore. He must be extremely sore.
Oh my God.
Which is funny. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, that
Is Chris traveling right now? I see he's in a hotel room.
I see some random person walking in the back, and I'm just wondering who it is.
He'll tell us when he gets back.
What are you doing, Chris?
You probably went to go pee.
My buddy's competing. I'm hoping my buddy competes tomorrow. Classic. Dude, how funny your stories are when you're on a podcast. You have to pee so bad. I've been on podcasts before where I was debating on just like pulling up my cock and like pissing in a cup during the middle of the podcast because I had to pee so fucking bad.
Yeah. I just went a little. I was thinking about getting that little pee, that blue pee thing I had, and just sticking it underneath the table here.
I mean, we don't have.
I was like, with you guys, I don't have to do that shit. I'll just go pee. But
could you imagine if we're just talking here?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, what's that? What's what?
Do we have a pee face? Maybe we have a pee face we don't even know about. Oh, Juji's doing his pee face.
You're the challenge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got the podcast pee challenge. This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna get urinal, and then one of the podcasts in the future, we have to pee in the middle of the podcast, but we have to pee without anybody letting anybody know. And at the end of the podcast, we'll be like, "Who peed?"
I got a question about that. Some of these podcasts, like Joe Rogan's podcasts, are like 3 or 4. Some of them are 3 or 4 hours.
They get up to pee.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Now I've noticed that Joe Rogan pees more than before. Have you noticed that?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, now for some reason he pees like 2, 3 times per podcast. He used to like not pee at all and just fucking do 3 hours in a row. But I think because he's becoming older, he's peeing more for some reason. I just think it's funny.
Prostate problems.
Yeah, I don't know. No, but
I
mean, I have to pee right now, but I'm holding it in because I'm going to be over soon anyway. But yeah, but it's just funny how like I've watched Joe Rogan for like a few years now, and I've just see like his bladder evolve.
I wish I had statistics on that. It'd be great if they had statistics like podcast 1 all the way up into like the 2000s, wherever he's at now, and just be like number of times he peed per podcast. You see the chart do this.
Yeah.
over the years.
You make a chart and you make like a reel about it for some reason and just tag him. You tag young
Shit
Jamie.
with that.
Dude,
Yeah,
I listen to all of Rogan's podcasts. I love his podcasts.
Yeah, me too. It's really good. At first, you know what's funny? My fucking friend Cobb, he was like back like a long time ago, like early 2000s, like before 2010. He was like, dude, Joe Rogan podcast, listen to that. Dude, Bitcoin, buy some Bitcoin. I'm like, all right, Cobb, I'll get to it. He sent me a bunch of links of like the episodes that Joe Rogan did, like one of his best old ones. And then just years later, I was like, I'll just watch Joe Rogan. I was like, oh my God, this whole time I could have just listened to Cobb and watch it and have like this awesome content, growing up that I just missed because I don't know. I didn't want to click the link. It just seemed like 3 hours was a long time, right? But yeah, and look at me now, Joe Rogan. Every week I will listen to that multiple times a week, and now I have like Bitcoin. So,
well, yeah, you bought some Bitcoin, but you lost the wallet back then.
Yes, thanks for reminding me. Dude, I had 6 Bitcoin. I just lost them. I bought them when they were $300.
No shit.
Yeah, back in the day, they were $300. And I cleaning lady, something happened. The passphrase paper got thrown away, and then something happened to my computer, and it's easy to lose. But now I got the hardware wallet, so that's good. But yeah. Anyways, one last thing before we can shut this off, if you guys want. Training partner, is it better to have one, or is it better to train solo overall?
I like training solo.
I think everyone should have a ratio depending on who they are. Like I like training solo too. I'm with Chris, but I think 1 out of every 10 workouts, I would be better off if I had a good training partner.
Legs. I
Yeah.
like training legs because you're going hack squat and you want to go near failure, leg press, you want to go near failure. I feel more comfortable with somebody there. Back in the day, I would train with reps in reserve of like maybe 4 if I was squatting by myself.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna get 2 more if I'm by myself. I wouldn't do that.
That's a slippery slope. I did that for the first time I did bench. I did that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, we all have. We all have.
Yeah.
Antoine, you kind of did the opposite, didn't you? You started off training with more partners. Now you're solo for the most part.
Yes, weird, right? Well, I started out. Yeah, you're kind of right. My first summer of training, I was by myself. Then I had this random guy who gave me a ride to the gym. I was training with him. And then I would train with Dave Mitchell, training partner. Mm-hmm. Then I had for a long time. I mean, in Sherbrooke, I was training. Yeah, but yeah, Mike Johnson for a long time. I was training with him. And yeah, now it's like I have all these guys at the gym, but I for some reason I train by myself. They just rest for a long time.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
They just rest for a long time, and it's like they're like Dorian. I would love to train with him, but because of his body, of his needs and injuries, or how he's preventing injuries, he does things a certain way, and there's no like leeway, right? There's no flexibility. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do his thing there, and it's like with the time, which is fine. But for me, I like just like a little bit more like action, right? But like I said, maybe it would be good for me to do his training too, because maybe I'm doing too much. But I've actually trained with Urs and Mark Berger, which was Ian Vallar's training partner. So that was fun. I didn't mind that, but they accepted to do my training. They resolved, we'll do your training. So I just led the way. So we did shoulders, and he's like, oh, I never had shoulders pumped like this. I made him do the rear delt destroyer that John Meadows was doing. You know, with like you drop 80 pounds, you do 80 reps for partials, rear delts, like shit like that. And yeah, they loved it. He actually wants to do arms with me like Tuesday, so we'll do a makeup pump Tuesday. But if I would find a training partner that would actually, be good, I would train every day especially for a prep, right? Or like for spots, force reps, I would do it, but I just can't seem to there was this guy, Robin. Robin was a good training partner, but then at some point he just started like, I don't know, sometimes just not coming at the same time, or I'm not gonna do legs. And the thing with me, when I'm prepping, in my head there's a whole plan, right? And of course, on life's terms, it's never gonna go as the way you want. But if I'm thinking I'm gonna train with someone and then that person just doesn't come, I'm like, in my head, this whole thing in my head that was supposed to happen, it's too much to handle for me in prep sometimes. Like,
no, I agree. I agree with that. I 100% agree on that.
Yeah. So, but I think it would be better for everybody if they could find a perfect training partner. You know, if they would be the perfect training partner, it would just like be summoned out of thin air to just train with you. It's like a golem. It's a golem that just trains with you, he spots you, and then when the workout is done, disappears, right? That'd be the best, right? It's just that nobody is like a golem like that, like a training golem. A training golem.
I trained with you, Antoine, you and I have never trained together. We've trained the same gym. Who's had to do different shit. Juji, we trained together. That was great. You know, I jived well with training wise was James Hollingshead, surprisingly. I know he was not pushing super hard, but like when you have similar philosophies of training, I feel like you jive well as a training partner, but showing up or not being late is a totally different category, right?
Yeah.
I
like to train with Juji too, but the thing when you train with someone else, you have to be open-minded in general. Especially if you like you never train with someone and then you're gonna train with you have to expect that things, there's two brains here, two ways to do things, so you can't go 100% in one way usually, right? But yeah. I mean, if I was living near the gym home, I think I would train with Juji all the time. I would be training with you all the time. I think so. It would just happen,
Well, I think good training partners also, it's not just about the training philosophy and the style, but also just like basic etiquette. Because I've had some gym partners that they just talk at you the whole time. And it's just like it's like I'm changing all the fucking weights. I'm doing all the fucking work. I'm planning the next station. I'm getting this shit set up. I'm the one changing the pins. I'm the one moving the machine settings. And they're just fucking talking at me the whole time. And I'm like, dude, like what the fuck? Good training partners. I mean, they don't always have to be on your level of athleticism, but if they're looking ahead, if they're seeing where you're going, if they're doing things without having you to tell them, I think that's fucking great. That means a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. I'm good with that. The weight racking and distance preparing.
Totally agree.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, both you guys are. I've had some people and it's not, and there's no pattern here. They can be someone that doesn't have much training experience or someone that has a lot of training experience that people know who they are online. They're famous and there's no pattern. Like you never know what you're going to get. Some of them fucking suck and some of them are awesome to train with.
Yeah. Dude, I see people at my gym of my friends, they just leave the weight on the I'm like this is in my head. I'm like this. I'm like there's no hope, right? And then there's people who will just like not a lot though. I find it's not a lot of people who are just like I'm gonna re-rack. Some people are like, oh, just leave one plate on leg press. No, if a girl comes in for the first time and she's weak and she wants to use that, she will go use something else because there's a plate on it. I just think about all the members, right? I think about all the members. So I never leave even just one plate on the machine. Even if I came in, there was two plates, I stripped more than I had.
Okay, I got a question. I got a question for both you guys. Now, is there a correlation between the weaker you are, the more often you are to leave plates on fucking machines and stuff? Because the strongest fucking people I know, they always strip that shit back off.
Agree.
I think it's just laziness.
You go to Planet Fitness, nobody racks their weights. You go to your local LA Fitness, nobody racks their weights.
There's some girls
hardcore gym, everybody racks their weights.
I'm saying that like the guys that like fucking press 4 plates aside or squat 6 plates aside, that shit's always cleaned up when they're done. But that asshole that just got 225 pounds the first time on bench, he always leaves that shit on there, man. Yeah. You know, squatting 3 plates aside, they think they're hot shit. They leave that shit on there. Like, fuck off, man.
Yeah. Some girls who do the hip thrust on the Smith machine, or even worse than 2 plates benchers sometimes.
Oh God.
There's like, oh yes, some girl was like having the time of her life, hip pressing 3 plates, thinking she's the shit. But on the record, shit though. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Now I got a question, Antoine. Do, do I'm gonna guess that guys usually leave plates on shit more than often than girls. Am I wrong? Or is there no?
Yep. You're right.
Yeah, girls are just more polite.
Yeah, they're just
and
like
honestly, girls deadlift with better technique today than the average guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think in your average gym, I think you're right. Even at Pure, I'm trying to think, because at Pure, everybody like the people who deadlift. There's so many machines that if you're gonna go deadlifts because you're really committed to deadlifting, and I don't see people with a lot of bad form, but girls, they will do the RDLs like this is the end of the world. Like, like they do the RDLs like they have to do that because it's like, first of all, good content for their butts. And second of all, that's how you get the hamstrings and glutes in their eyes, right? Which is it's not wrong. But yeah, it's like they become really, really good at it. Hinging the hips. Maybe it's all the doggy style they're practicing,
I think this would be a fun topic for next time. Is talking about more gym etiquette and more gym trends. I should.
Yeah, I got a lot of good stories. I've had some stories.
We'll tell some stories.
We'll tell some stories too. That I got some stories where I kind of snapped in the gym. I got 2 times where I snapped.
Really?
Yeah.
You snapped
next time?
Yeah.
Next time?
I didn't swear. I was very stern. I was very direct. But I was in prep. And there's 2 different times, and both of those individuals don't talk to me anymore.
That's funny. Yeah, Quentin had to almost break a fight. Chris, do you remember BLP from the forums? Benoit Lapierre is French Canadian.
Oh yeah, vaguely.
BLP. Anyway, he's like it's a story for another time too, I guess. But yeah, guys, if you're interested, tune in for the next one. Very soon after this one, we'll do another one, guys, right?
Yeah. Will we have Evan next time?
Yeah, Evan. Oh, yeah. So, Evan, people in the audience and listening, just keep listening. Be patient. One sec. Okay. Let's see.
People in the audience can go pee during this.
Yeah, pee during this time. So, Tuesday at 7. Evan is available. So should we do it at 7 p.m. Tuesday? Is that good for you, Mr. Tuttle? Oh, he's taking out the Apple calendar or the Google calendar. Juji is checking his Google calendar.
Yeah.
Because he's
7 o'clock this coming Tuesday.
Yeah. Juji
which is 6 p.m. my time.
Juji doesn't do Apple products, only Androids.
Yeah.
You do Google Calendar?
Yeah. I use Google.
Yeah, I use Apple Calendar. It's just in my phone for some reason.
I do most of my planning on whiteboards, though.
Yeah, I can do that.
I know the whiteboard. That's funny. I'm still using. Oh, Juji, look.
Oh yeah. Chris, you don't have one. You're not in the club.
You're not in the rat club.
What the fuck is that?
They're rats.
Why is one a finger rat and why is one size a full size rat?
They're rats. Rats are strong. Rats will survive. Rats.
Antoine, did you
The
get that from my house?
vermin. Okay. All right, my friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time.